Welcome to Nugget 332 with Steve and Dana Groman, and we are going to be talking about
Squishy feet.
on dinosaurs. You might wonder why we talk about dinosaurs so much. Well, it's because the evolutionists do. Every magazine has information about dinosaurs, and they're just reinforcing the timeline. And students are still hearing about dinosaurs in the public schools, and so we need to continue to address dinosaurs and refute what they're saying in a biblical way. We have a complete series on dinosaurs in Nuggets 294 through 311. If you are a dinosaur fan or know someone that is, I recommend that you go back and watch those nuggets. Back to the squishy feet.
Yeah, squishy feet.
It's an article from Discover Magazine, May-June 2023, and it's called Walking on Air. Paleontologists say sauropods, the largest and heaviest dinosaurs to ever roam Earth, had
Squishy feet.
I think you like saying that. Sauropod dinosaurs, from classics like Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus to the recently named Patagotitan, were giants of the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods.
Well, there really were no such periods.
When were these guys big and alive?
Before the flood.
A lot of people don't even believe that dinosaurs are real, but we have reptiles that look a lot like the ones that they depict as dinosaurs.
And they never stopped growing.
They do find the bones, and we know that everything pre-flood was much larger. So
we found some bones.
there is really no reason to doubt that these behemoth animals lived. We just know that it wasn't Jurassic or Cretaceous. It was pre-flood. We still have reptiles today because there were two of each kind, because that's what the Word of God says. And they must have gotten off the ark, and now we see them as little reptiles. We're going to a reptile show tomorrow.
Yeah. But something else to say about this. Some of the dinosaurs that they depict, they may not have been real, in a sense that there have been a lot of goofs all along the way as far as what they thought and what they showed versus then what they realized and actually really was.
They may have found a little something different and presume that it's a totally different kind.
Totally different species, they call it.
And that's not really an accurate way to look at it, because everything is a little bit different. And sometimes they might not have found the correct bones to the right dinosaur. There could be all kinds of potentials for goose, and there could just be pride involved where I want to find a new dinosaur. The largest species could reach lengths exceeding 100 feet with weight that could top 80 tons. And while there are multiple reasons why these reptiles grew to such imposing sizes, paleontologists are still uncovering the biological particulars. Among them, researchers have learned were cushioned feet. Paleontologists have been pondering sauropod feet for a long time. Can't you just see that?
Stay awake at night, worried about it,
Yeah,
I guess.
with their shade hats on. Footprints and trackways left by these dinosaurs show that the bottoms of their feet had soft pads on the underside of the toes. Modern elephants have a similar anatomical setup. God would have used a workable setup over and over again. Although experts have extensively studied sauropod skeletons, paleontologist Andreas Janel in Berlin and his colleagues' study says that fossils of complete sauropod feet are relatively rare. I guess those piffy pillows would not fossilize, right?
Right.
However, here we go, using virtual 3D models of feet from sauropod dinosaurs such as Diplodocus, Camosaurus, and Giraffe-Titan. The researchers were able to study how the presence or absence of a foot pad as well as different foot positions affected the mechanical stresses and strains a standing sauropod coped with. I bet they did. They were carrying a lot of weight.
They did carry a lot of weight.
They needed heavy ankles.
This article goes on talking about how they would have broken their bones if they didn't have cushioned feet, and how they apply more weight to the inside of their body, inside of the foot, than on the outside and all that. It is just 3D animation stuff that they're working with.
Some of it they used was understanding how an animal holds their feet.
Right.
Is a complicated task, they say. Some animals, such as bears and humans, are plantigrade. This means the entire foot, from toes to heel, touches the ground. But many other animals, like cats and birds, are digitigrade, effectively standing on tiptoe. Can't you just see a sauropod tiptoeing?
Right.
The paleontologists devised new tests to determine whether these foot pads were truly necessary or simply anatomical extras, like the human tailbone. There they go with this vestigial organ thing.
Yeah, and the tailbone is not vestigial.
No, it's not.
But
and
they keep saying it.
that's something you've been talking about for decades.
Right.
You got to see they are still bringing up that in reinforcing that thought,
Right.
that idea, that concept.
Well, all along the way, as this article states, they change their mind about all kinds of things all the time. The sad part is people learn whatever they learn. If you were to go against that, they would say you're crazy. But now they don't believe what they used to teach. It's amazing.
Though we're 66 million years too late to witness it, the dinosaurs likely walked heel to toe like elephants, but put more pressure on the inside surface of the foot toward the midline on the body and had very mobile toes. Well, they're not 66 million years too late. It's what we always say, they add way too many zeros. The flexibility may have helped redistribute weight as they moved, their anatomy building upon what sauropods inherited from their earliest predecessors. No, God created these guys to carry the weight that He designed them
They
to
needed
carry.
to carry. That's right. Whatever He designed them for.
The research resolves what paleontologists have only been able to speculate about for 120 years.
So a computer animation has resolved a question.
That's been unresolved for 120 years.
I'm glad we have computers now.
The pads were part of a constellation of features that opened evolutionary opportunities for sauropod dinosaurs to become exceptionally enormous. So as they built up these cushioned feet, they were able to get bigger?
Yeah.
No. God designed them, as we said. Egg-laying, foregoing chewing, and lightweight bones filled with air sacs also had their roles to play, allowing Diplodocus and family to surpass what's been possible for any land-dwelling mammal since. For a long time, paleontologists thought sauropods were flat-footed, plantigrade animals.
Thought. That's a belief, right?
Yes, it is. But Janelle notes that the dinosaurs have an arrangement that is a little strange. The earliest sauropod ancestors were digitigrade. Eventually, instead of switching foot postures, the pads at the bottom of their feet formed in cushions that allowed more contact with the ground.
I think they're just thinking that too.
It just doesn't make sense. But what does make sense is that God created them exactly the way they needed to be. And they didn't have to think about, I really want to walk differently, and so I need to build some pillowy feet.
And the thing is, when people are reading anything or learning anything to do with really any of the science fields, any sciences, they need to realize that what they are being told may not be right. It's just what somebody else believes at the time.
But it certainly is fun to go to these places.
Absolutely.
And if you go back to those previous nuggets that we mentioned, nuggets 294 through 311, we take you to many sites of dinosaur bones and footprints. There might be some just right around the corner from you.
Good chance.
Or when you're headed out on family vacation, you can make a side trip to see a real dinosaur footprint.
It is fun.
It is. All right. Well, thank you.